Hey folks, Chef Jussie back in the kitchen. You guys haven't seen me for a while. You seen me once last week. Anyway, I was in Facebook jail, and that's a different story. But this is the big one now. I think I came back last week and you saw me. But today we're gonna be doing a big meal. Today I'm gonna be doing some country fried chicken, and country style, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, you're gonna see me how I'm gonna do it. And pay attention, because people keep asking me, and they send me private messages. How do you do this? You gotta watch the video, folks. You gotta watch the video. So stay with me. I'm gonna show you how we do this. So folks, anytime you make something in flour, you coat meat or something on flour, it tends to lose the flavor a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't know. So I'm gonna season this flour so I get the flavor in there. So watch what I do. Okay, so there goes my flour. I got about maybe 2 cups of flour in there. I am going to let's see if I can do this. I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of paprika. Okay, 1 tablespoon. Okay, and then I'm going to do, just so I can get a little bit of a kick. Okay, wait a minute. Just let me, give me a second here. Okay, folks, so I put 1 tablespoon of paprika, and I'm putting about a half a tablespoon of red chili pepper. The red chili pepper is just to give it just a little bit of a kick. I'm gonna be using some white pepper as well. I'll put in maybe a half a teaspoon. I'll be putting a tablespoon of garlic. Okay, give or take, yeah, give or take. There you go. And I'm going to mix all this up together. Okay, these are all the ingredients in there. Okay, now I'm going to put some salt in there, because you're going to lose salt. You're going to lose the flavoring in there. So I'm going to put a tablespoon of salt. So there we go, tablespoon of salt. There we go. Mix that up. Mix it up real good. Okay. Now, I'm going to do cornstarch. Okay, cornstarch is going to give you that crunchy. So I'm going to do about 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Looks like this. Okay. And then I'm going to be putting in 2 tablespoons of baking powder. Okay. I hope I'm not running out of it. 1 baking powder, 2 baking powders. I don't know. Let's put a little bit more. Okay. So I hate this. Anyway, so you got the baking powder in there. You got the cornstarch, and then you start to mix this up nice and even. Okay, just like this. Okay, there you go. Okay, folks, so my chicken has been marinating since last night in a solution of I got a little bit of oil, garlic, pepper, and all that stuff, and I put it in buttermilk. And the reason I put it in buttermilk is the buttermilk helps to tenderize the meat. Believe me, it does. So buttermilk. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take this out of the buttermilk. Okay, I'm going to dip it in here, 2 eggs and a cup of milk. Okay, and then I'm going to come and take this out here, and I am going to do this. Very simple. See, very simple. Okay. And I'm going to double dip this, actually. Okay. So I'm going to put this back into the egg, and then I'm going to put it to the side. Watch. So folks, after you tenderize the meat, the chicken, I forgot to tell you that, you got to tenderize it with this, hit it, bang it out, put it into I use wax paper, and I just banged it out and flattened it out a bit. And this helps it tenderize the meat, as well as, giving it a helps to bring in some flavor to the meat. So I'm taking it there, I'm dipping into the egg wash, egg with milk, right? And I'm putting it into the flour. Okay? And you can use your hands for this. Just make sure you wash your hands when you're cooking with chicken or anything. Make sure your hands are clean and you wash them often, okay? So after you pack down the flour, like so, okay, I'm going to double dip. Okay, so I'm going to brush this off and I'm going to double dip, which means I'm going to put it back in the egg solution, in the egg and milk solution, and then I'm going to come back. And it's a little bit messy, but of course this is good stuff. When you finish, the finishing effect will be nice. So there you go, see? So push it down, make sure you have all of it covered up, and this should adhere really nice. Then you brush it off, and then you put it onto a plate, and then you're done. You do the next piece. Let me see. If you want to see me doing a second piece, I'll do a second piece real quick here. So I dip it in my egg and milk solution. Okay. There you go. There you go. Okay. I'm doing about 6 pieces here because I'm going to do tomorrow's lunch as well. So I got about 6 pieces of chicken here. Boneless chicken, which I bought in the supermarket, not in the C-Town. No. Not in the C-Town where they sell rotten meat. Yeah, C-Town is my local supermarket, folks, and I hope they hear this and sue me, because I don't really care. So, there you go. So, it starts to get a little bit messy, the flour. Just make sure that you might want to, there you go, you get the flour in there. Hey, you stretch it out. There you go. And these are nice pieces, and your fingers, oh, they're going to get messy. So, but it's a messy thing, but it's good. I'm telling you, it's good. And you're going to see the final touch of this, and you're going to see how it looks. Let me get this out of my fingers. Okay. It's kind of a messy here. Getting this system off my fingers. There you go. Wash this off. Okay, yep. So folks, I got my chicken all breaded, right? And you saw how I did that. Flour, egg, all that good stuff. So now I'm going to start frying these things. I'm going to make sure my oil is nice and hot, 350 degrees. You use one of these thermometers, okay? Make sure your oil is at least 350 when you drop it in. And you're gonna have to cook these in batches. You cook 2 or 3, whatever fits in the pan. You don't want to crowd the pan. So I'm using my cast iron skillet, my favorite, and I'm gonna start frying these in batches. And I'm gonna be making some simple mashed potatoes. So I'm gonna start peeling my potatoes. I'm using Yukon potatoes, which are the best for mashed potatoes. Yukon or russet potatoes. I think I have russet potatoes. Oh, Yukon. I don't know. I'm gonna check now. But I'm gonna start peeling my potatoes, and I'm gonna peel them and boil them for about 20 minutes, 18 to 20 minutes, and then with salt and water, and then I'm gonna start smashing them. I'm gonna put just simple salt and pepper, and if I have some sour cream, I'm gonna use half a cup of sour cream, and I'm gonna whip them up, and they're gonna be nice and whipped up potatoes. And then I'm gonna be making some corn on the side, and then some chicken gravy for the chicken, and then we're gonna sit down and have our country fried chicken. So stay tuned. So folks, I peeled about 10 potatoes, russet potatoes. The best ones for mashed potatoes are either russet or Yukon potatoes. So I'm using russet potatoes. I peeled about 10 average sized potatoes. I put them in water with a fair amount of salt, and now I'm gonna bring it to a boil. And then when it starts to boil, I'll boil them for 18 to 20 minutes. Make sure that they're soft. I put a fork through them. If they fall apart, they're ready. Then I'm gonna smash them up with salt, pepper, some milk, and butter. And if I can find some sour cream in my refrigerator, I'll put in half a cup of sour cream. If not, you leave the sour cream out. But remember, you gotta put the milk in there and the butter, give it flavor, and soften it up. Okay, so stay tuned. Oh, by the way, my chicken is frying real nice. As you can see, there goes the chicken in the it's frying right now. This chicken is already done. I'm using a wire basket, and the reason I use a wire basket, I don't want the chicken to sit there and the bottom will get soggy. So this lets it air out. So I'm using this wire basket here so that when I put the chicken on, it drips any excess oil down and it doesn't get soggy with oil. Okay, so that's why. So folks, I'm making some biscuits, and the biscuits call for half a cup of cheese, so I can put cheese into the biscuits. I don't have any cheese. What do? Compromise like any other chef. I got cheese, I just don't have shredded cheese. So I'm going to take this extra sharp cheese and I'm going to shred it. I'm going to shred it using a grater, and I'm going to grate a half a cup of cheese. That's what you do. So folks, I am almost done. The chicken is nice and crispy and cooked, and now I'm boiling my potatoes, and it looks like they're almost done. I've been boiling them for a little bit over 18 minutes, and they're still a little bit hard. So I stick the fork in there. If it doesn't go in, it's hard. But it's just about right there, my right consistency. I'm going to give it about another minute or two, and then I'm going to start mashing them. I'm going to put butter, and I'm going to put milk, and I'm going to put a little bit of buttermilk in there, also give it a little bit of flavor, and salt and pepper. And I got my corn. I just made my corn with a little bit of butter and some sugar to make it sweet and salty. And we should be eating dinner, I don't know, another 20 minutes? Well, I got my biscuits in the oven, so that's 15 minutes. So I would say give me a half hour less, okay? So stay tuned. So folks, my mashed potatoes are done. I used the butter and I used milk, a little bit of buttermilk. I didn't use sour cream because when I opened up the sour cream I had in the refrigerator, I was growing penicillin out of it. So, So, anyway, with that said, you didn't have to use the sour cream, but I just wanted to try something new. Anyway, folks, I have my my biscuits. I'm making these Red Lobster biscuits, so they're not going to be like the round biscuit, the traditional biscuit. You're going to see them. You're going to see it's a strange shape. It doesn't have a shape at all. Anyway, folks, it's been a lot of work, but it's great. I love being in the kitchen. I've been in the kitchen for maybe an hour or so, not that much. I like being in the kitchen. As a matter of fact, yesterday I got a little bit upset at my mother because she told me, "Oh, you go through too much trouble to cook." Well, I like cooking. When you have to cook, when you got to cook because you have to, it's a pain in the butt. But when you cook because you like to cook, it's a hobby, and I like it. So I told my mother, "Say, listen, you take time in the kitchen, and I said, so I don't want no 15-minute dinners, 15-20-minute dinners. I want a nice dinner, and I want to spend my time in the kitchen." So she's old-fashioned. She used to spend a lot of time in the kitchen when we were kids, but I guess now she goes for anything that's fast. Actually, my father does the cooking anyway at the house, so I don't know what she's complaining about. So anyway, folks, give me about another 10 minutes. And we're gonna go. I'm gonna go set the table now, and about another 10 minutes we'll be eating. And you're gonna see how delicious it looks. So, folks, dinner is almost done. I'm just warming up the gravy here, some chicken gravy, and I'm gonna take it to the table because it looks great. The biscuits are nice and warm. I topped them with some butter and some basil and garlic, and they look good. And it took a little bit over an hour. That's not a long time to cook. It's not. But my mother's old-fashioned. She wants to make dinners like 15, 20 minutes. I don't know. But anyway, I don't know what she's complaining about. My father's the one who does the cooking. So anyway, folks, and they eat like birds. So anyway, folks, if you want good dinner, you want good food, you have to put an effort in, right? So my gravy is just about warm, and I'm gonna prepare the chicken. I'm gonna put the plate together, and I'm gonna take it to the table and see how it looks. Well, folks, we are at the table because everything looks great at the table, and we are going with it. Give me a second here. Yeah, technicality. Anyway, folks, it took me about an hour and a half, more or less, to do all this food. What it is country fried chicken, not country fried steak. Country fried steak is steak, and the way you cook it, that's a different story. Right? This is country fried chicken. It is chicken. It's nice and crispy. I fried it in flour and baking powder and the whole thing. You got to watch the video. I made some homemade mashed potatoes. Homemade, not out of a box. Homemade. I took about 10 potatoes. I boiled them. I boiled them with salt and salt water. Then I added buttercream, buttermilk, milk and butter and salt and pepper. I mashed it up. You're gonna see how it looks. And I took some corn, whipped it up with some sugar and some salt. Make it, you have that sweet and salty flavor. And I made some biscuits that, yes, they are out of a box. Those are out of a box. They're Red Lobster biscuits. They sell them in boxes now. That's out of a box, okay? So don't criticize me, but that is out of the box. And I'm telling you it's out of the box. When it's out of the box, I tell you it's out of the box. What do you want to tell me? So it's out of the box, but I baked it. I made it up and I whipped it up and put some basil on it and some butter and some other stuff. So let's flip this around. So there goes, of course, your corn, and there goes your chicken. Look at that crispy chicken. I'm telling you, this is delicious. There's about 4 more pieces left in the oven, warming up. There goes my biscuits, out of a box, yes. For those who criticize me, out of a box, yes. Yes. I tell you, I'm the first one to admit it's out of a box. It's out of a box. Okay, there you go. So let me take this out of Okay, and the biscuits, and some chicken gravy. So yeah, everything homemade except of course the biscuits out of a box, because it seems like people want to bust my chops. But anyway, oh, what's this? I got an itch under my chin. So yeah, okay. Anyway, folks, with that said, I love you guys, I really do, and I love the guys who support me and write good, positive things to me, because that's what we need. We need more positive vibes in life, not this nonsense of selfishness and sarcasm and stuff. We don't need room for that, okay? Leave that, leave that for the nasty people. You and I are not nasty people. So those negative people, well, they'll go through life miserable because they're negative and they only have fake friends and whatever it is, So anyway, folks, with that said, I don't want to criticize anybody. But anyway, with that said, we're going to eat dinner. And then we'll think of something for dessert, and that's it. We'll call it a night. And we'll see you guys tomorrow with, again, more chicken. Tomorrow we have chicken wings. And I know you guys probably see me making my chicken, but if you want to watch, watch. If you don't want to watch, don't watch. And it's chicken, not out of a box, though. Love you guys. Have a great Saturday night. Love you from the heart. Stay safe, wear your mask and all that stuff. Good stuff, guys. Goodbye.